Alright, what's going on everybody? This is Sparkle Fresh and we are finally playing the Golf Club on the PlayStation 4. Just released today, Tuesday, what is the date today, man? Tuesday, August 26th. So it's been a long time coming, finally have another golf game for our next generation consoles. And it looks very similar to the PC build. I feel like they polished it a little bit. I did hop on and play a tiny bit. They do have a nice stat section, gives you a little bit of breakdown, but we will dabble into that a little bit later. So I still don't see any online as far as player versus player, but there are a few interesting things. I mean, you could play a tournament or a tour. You could also create either of these. The tournament, what that'll allow you to do is, I'm not going to go into it right now, but it will allow you to set up a tournament that is either 18 or 72 holes. People, from what I can tell, people can play it as much as they want. You might be able to set a timer for how long it can run, and there is a ranking system. There's like a global ranking system. I'm still no idea how that works either, or the tour. So that's all stuff that we will dabble into later. But we just want to talk about kind of the mechanics, how the game feels, what's going on, and I'll just pick a course that the golf club has made already. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of green speeds are slow. Alright, that's all I need to know. There's going to be a ton of user created content and courses, and hopefully that's not something that's too overwhelming or daunting when it comes to looking at it. But this is the first hole. Man, it's really pretty. They did a really good job with the looks. Now we'll just have to see how the game feels. A new feature that they added in after the game originally released, as far as the beta is concerned, is this top-down view. It gives you yardages, so you can see that carrying the little peninsula sticking out of that bunker is going to be about 260 yards. It's good to know because our driver, the yardage will carry 165 yards, assuming that it's flat and there's no wind. So we might be able to carry that, but it is really good information to know, because when you come down and look at this hole right here, there's going to be no yardage for you. So considering we're downhill a good bit, I'm actually going to aim over this bunker. It is a analog stick controlled swing mechanism, which is not, I don't know. It's really hard to say which is better. The thing I do like about the way that they have implemented it is that it is difficult. It is not easy to do. You can't just pull it back and pull it forward and hit it perfect every time, which is great because it's very much, dude, I striped that straight up. But it's very much like real golf. If you're hitting a fade that day, then you have to play a fade. You know, if you're just off a little bit with your analog movement when you're playing, adjust for it. The course, or the one, I played, I think about 9 holes or so earlier, and I was just hitting a draw every time. So I just kind of broke down and hit a draw. The yardage, gauging the distance, it's all going to take a little bit of time. It's going to take some feel. One of the best ways to hit it a little bit shorter than you need to is holding down your L2 trigger. What this is going to do, it's going to bring up basically your stance over here, and it's going to tell you how much less yardage you're going to get. So this, if I hit it, you know, absolutely normal, perfect balance, my feet aren't open or closed any, then I will carry this ball 145 yards. Now, since I'm downhill a little bit and downwind a touch, I'm going to want it to land it a tiny bit shorter than that. So I'm just going to bring this up here, right in this area. So hopefully I don't hit it too far long. I still might go a little bit long, but you also want to come check out the green. Holy smokes. So landing it on the right side actually might not be that bad because we have a nice berm or backstop to go into. But if it does hit up close, it might take a big bounce and bounce us over the green into the sand trap, which would leave us a hell of a sand shot. Playing it safe would be in this area, but everything does kind of break down this hill pretty difficult. You know, since the first hole and it's our first go, I haven't even played a full round yet, I'm just going to go for it. Because it's not that big of a deal. This isn't a tournament or anything. Going to aim over to the right side of the green and cross my fingers. Okay, I hit a little bit of a draw on that one. Hopefully it doesn't affect me too much. Get down. Use that backstop. Awesome.
Okay, 11-footer here.
So, putting is interesting because there's no gauge, there's no meter, but it has a really nice weight to it, and it feels really, really good, so it's not going to be very difficult. And this is a hell of a putt, first of all, for being so short. I'm just going to have to kind of tap this one. Oh, I hit that hard, but I still made it. Game's lagging a little bit. I'm sure there's still a few kinks they're going to have to work out here and there. But putting overall just has a really nice feel to it. So even though there's not a gauge, there's no easy way to tell what you're doing, it feels good. Like when you pull it back, you'll have a good understanding. It's very hard to describe. You kind of just got to pick it up and try it out. But don't just assume that it's going to be horrifically difficult to use, because I don't think it is going to be. So we got 46 feet downhill, but we are in. Even when you're hitting the ball downhill, if you're into the wind, the ball is actually going to be in contact with the air for longer, so the wind will affect it more. Something to put in the little brain that you got going on there and use that information to help you, because most people wouldn't necessarily think about something like that. I still think I'm going to have to... Okay. So apparently with woods, it doesn't affect the distance that I hit it. But since the ball will be in the air longer, the wind will affect it more, so it will have an effect on the distance. Hopefully that's not too short. And it's a par 3. It's a hell of a par 3. Hit a little draw again. Man, I really wish I was just hitting it perfect. So that was a little bit long. Backstop.
Much work to do. All right, we got a 22-footer.
All right. So this is going to be... Wow. I'm just going to tap this one. I'm going to play it over here. And I'm just going to tap it. Alright, so I guess the slow greens definitely mean that they're slow. Because if they were a little bit quicker, that would have been long gone. Alright, 2 feet uphill, it's going to break a little bit less. Hit a little bit harder.
Nice putt.
Perfect.
And
Not necessarily, I didn't necessarily hit it front and back. Man, do you guys notice that? There is no loading times on this game whatsoever. I mean, there's a few when you're getting into the game. Once you're on the course, it's great. So an interesting thing about this game is that it doesn't really give you a gauge bar. I talk about Power Star Golf a lot, and I know this is not Power Star Golf, but it's a point of reference for certain things as far as like an impact bar is concerned. So in this game, you don't really get to see it, but you will see a percentage underneath the golf ball when we're in the fairway. And your the red indicator, as you'll see when I'm after I hit this shot, will actually show you how much impact you had. So if I was to hit like a driver off of the fairway, I would have to hit that shot almost perfect, or else I'd probably end up shanking it or something. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to hit a little draw around this corner. And...
Don't think that was solid.
He tells me it's not solid, and I agree with him 100%. Alright. Too much of a draw. So now I left myself in a hell of an area. All right, so if you look right under the ball right now, you see light rough, 78 to 92%. What that means is the chance that I am going to hit this the best that I will get is if you were to take 7% off of that. So somewhere around 180 something yards. So if I come up here, it is 114 yards to carry. So if I want to get this on the green, I'm going to have to bring it up a little bit. My percentage didn't change too much, so it's actually probably worth the risk. I will want to bring the loft up a little bit because you notice there's a little ridge in front of me here. And you just kind of got to cross your fingers because who knows what's going to happen next. I'm not familiar enough with this game. Whew, do you see how little that red area was? If I would have hit that out of there, I would have been screwed. Alright, so that was a layup shot, not too bad. Luckily, in this game, we do have a flop shot option. This is going to put a decent amount of spin on your shot. So we're 70, the pin is 26 yards. This is going to carry 30. You don't want to add too much extra loft to it. Aim a little bit off to compensate for the wind. Bring it back. And it's going to spin a little bit. There we go.
9-footer here, I think.
And we got a little 9-footer uphill. I'm just going to hit it straight in. Oh, I hit that too hard. Crap. But that's the beautiful thing about this game is that
Nice little putt here.
it punishes you for not hitting it straight.
Alrighty.
Which I like, because most golf games, you get to a point where you can just take advantage of it. You can completely, within the first day of playing most golf games, I can break 18 under par, which is just silly. So having the ability to play a game that is skillful is a very nice change of pace. It will take a little bit of time to get used to, but it'll create a nice little skill gap. So if you put some time and effort in this game and you're actually good at it, you will be noticeably better than the rest of the people that play it. See, had a little bit too much draw there. And the amount that I miss these on my analog stick is minimal. So it's very sensitive. But I like that. This is a horrible lie. My percentage is going down. I'm testing it though. Because I would really like to get to the hole. I don't want to make another bogey. And even if I mishit this, I'll probably still get up there a good distance. Ugh. But it turned out to be a good layup, so
Not bad, not bad. You're in the fairway now.
there was no way I was going long with that. And there was not really too much trouble short. Except for another bunker, but bunkers that are next to the green are infinitely easier to hit out of. So we got 75-yard carry with our club, 76 yards to the hole. I really shouldn't have to do much other than play for the wind. You can see the green is sloping from left to right. So there's that draw again.
Heading for the green here.
Not the best shot, but not bad.
Par.
Now these are the clutch. These are the things you got to do clutch in golf. You got to save par. Which really is going to be the difference in this game between other golf games that differentiate the good people from the people that aren't as good. Is being able to save your pars. Because unlike a lot of other golf games, you're just not going to be able to hit perfect shots every time. Get there. Come on. Nice. They feel so good when you can save a par when you possibly should not be deserving of one. All right, so I think I'm going to play one more hole real fast. Take an overhead look. Pretty narrow. Pretty open at the same time, too. It's a par 5, so we should try to take advantage of this. It is into the wind. A lot of times I would suggest playing a little more loft on shots that are downhill because you'll get more carry time, which will lead to a farther distance, especially on a par 5. Not too bad. Still hitting it.
Right, looking good so far.
Dang, if you don't hit the fairway,
Unlucky. I take back that last comment.
then
Okay, you're in the rough.
you're really kind of screwing yourself. So I'm going to have to lay up here. Unfortunately, I will have to lay up. It's okay, it's a par 5. I can still salvage a birdie. I really need to practice with my analog stick.
Okay.
Like I still said, I think it's a really good idea that they made it as sensitive as it is, because no other game I've ever played has been, you know, difficult. That's something we need. We need a golf game that is more realistic. Add a little loft, take some of the distance off. Hit a pretty solid shot. It's going to come back to the right a little bit. Oh, too much loft. Got stuck up in the wind, and that is a massive hill. Luckily, I came down far enough that I could probably hit a flop shot up to the hole. Can't worry about how crappy of a shot I just hit, because now I have to hit this one. So 40 yards, pitching wedge. In real life, you don't ever hit a flop shot with a pitching wedge, and hitting it 40 yards with a lob wedge would not be an issue. But we just gotta play with what we're dealt. So hopefully this is enough, because we still are into the wind and uphill. Hit it kind of solid. There we go. I'll take that.
This one to save par.
Par is not what you want on a par 5, but sometimes you got to take a bogey because you suck at putting.
Thought you'd end up with a par on the next hole coming up.
So obviously, as you can see, there's going to be a lot of getting used to with this game.
Number 6.
But I personally really enjoy that. I feel like it's a good change of pace from what most people are used to. And the game is going to offer a lot of depth as far as the course creator is concerned. Because if you head into this course creator, the options are just absolutely endless. I foresee people recreating every single popular course on the PGA Tour in their hometowns, you know, whatever it is that simple. Anybody can do it. You don't have to have any knowledge of how to mess around with 3D software. You've never had to design anything before, basically, is what I'm getting at. Just a little bit of common sense and using the tools that they give you. It's just pretty much unbelievable. And overall, I like the difficulty of the game. It's going to be nice and challenging. The stick sensitivity is very high, so it's not easy to just pull the stick back and push it forward. It's going to take a lot of practice, and honestly, some days you're just not going to be able to do it straight, and you're going to have to play for a draw or a fade. So with all that being said, I really like what I'm seeing so far. Maybe I can get some more lesson videos for this game once I get used to it a little bit better. If you guys want to go ahead and add me as a friend, I don't have any friends that are playing this. All my friends that have PlayStation 4s could care less about golf games. So I know there's some other golf enthusiasts out there. Go ahead and add me. We'll see what we can do as far as playing together. Hopefully there's some feature. If not, we'll just play some tournaments. Try to beat each other's scores, but just be pumped, man. We have a golf game on the PlayStation 4. So thanks to the Golf Club for making a game, putting in some effort. The team that made this game is really good about listening to people, from what I know, and implementing changes into the game. So I guess we could look forward to some stuff in the future. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a good one. See ya.